I figured this would be a fun little game of the week where we're gonna add a little bit of fitness, this really neat thing that I've just learned to add to Hot Sauce's fitness routine, so I figured I would pass it along. It's called the mountain climber. And those of you guys that go to gym workouts, you probably recognize that word. I sure did when it was taught to me. And what it is basically, it's the human equivalent, watch out Hot Sauce, it's the human equivalent of this, not with a dog under you, where you're bringing your feet up and back like this over and over. And it works your quads a lot, which is good, and it also balances nicely with the hamstrings and all the stuff behind you. If you're doing human mountain climbers, I recommend that you don't have a dog with you in the room. With human mountain climbers, I always thought that it was a fast, explosive movement, but with the dogs, it's slow and controlled, mainly because if we don't keep it slow and controlled, we're not really sure what they're doing to compensate because we're not in their body. So here is how you play doggy mountain climbers. So you'll start with your cavaletti. I'm assuming they all know how to trot forward over a cavaletti. If they don't, get on it. It's a really important skill. And what you're gonna do is moving to the side, convince them to get one foot over, leaving the other foot back there, and then step back over. So it's the mountain climber technique, same thing that we do with humans. I do it with a cookie in the face. And I also have the dog come in on an angle because that appears to be the easiest way to get them to do it. So if I'm sitting at noon and she's sitting at 6 facing me, I kind of use an angle of like 10 o'clock or 2 o'clock to help draw the leg across, and that also allows me to help see what the feet are doing. So here's what it looks like. I've got my cheese, and I basically show it to her. It's a total lure, and she can lick it, but she only gets a bite when the leg comes across. And then when I'd like her to move the leg back, I cover it. So there's a lot of licky lure, open for a bite, closed lure. So here's what it looks like. I'm gonna start her in her 6 o'clock position. Gonna have her bring her front feet over. That's really easy, right? So now I'm gonna move her over to 2 o'clock. So she's licking, but she can't have it. Yes, good girl. And then I close my hand and she steps back. So it took me a long time to even get that far. Bring her back to 6 o'clock, switch hands. Lure her over to 10, good girl. So you can see the one foot coming forward. Close the hand and she steps back. At first I had to do a lot of moving my cookie hand in and out to help her with that, but that now she's kind of got it. So you're gonna wanna do 3 reps on each side to start. It's a lot harder than it looks. So I close the hand, she steps over it, gets a bite, close the hand, she steps back, gets a bite, it's all slimy. Bring her back to the straight position, switch hands, leg comes over, takes a bite, good girl. Close my hand, which is the cue for step back, yes. And I'll show you also how you can move the hand to get the behavior because I had to help her a lot more. Nice. This is, I think, our 4th session of this and she's doing really well. Step over, back, come forward, step over, good girl. Back. Yes. And I'm just talking it. It's not like it's on a verbal cue. So the first way I did it, she just licked the cookie the whole time. And I kept moving it forward till she stepped over. And then I froze the cookie. And then I moved my hand back towards her till she stepped back. So you'll get into the groove with each individual dog. Good girl. And they will start to offer the foot just like she did there. And then I'll move back. I think I'll move back. You got to put your foot back over. She forgot her foot is there. Where's your foot? This foot. And sometimes when they get a little fatigued, they'll do something like leave a foot there, you go. Leave a foot there, or they'll bring both feet over, is my understanding of fatigue, which is why we do very few nice reps to begin with. So there's a little bit of mountain climber, gets the quads and the hamstrings and all the big muscles in here going. Really great for the dogs.